Vestrahorn is probably as far east as most tourists go in Iceland, if you're not doing the full ring road. Its nickname Batman Mountain comes from its jagged peaks that look like a silhouette of Batman, if you're looking from the right angle. It's also known for its luscious black sand beach. It's growing in popularity with travelers and is very close to the town of Hope and the Diamond Beach. In this video, we'll go over all the things you'll need to know about this place, from how to get here, costs, when to go, what to wear, and what to expect. Vestrahorn is located in southeast Iceland, about 15 minutes east from the town of Hope, and about a 6-hour drive from Reykjavik. We do not recommend it as a day trip from Reykjavik because it's way too far and you'll spend most or all of the day driving. So if you're only looking to book day trips out of town, this likely is not for you. To do this, we recommend staying either in Hope, which is about 15 minutes west of Vestrahorn, or Djúpivogur, which is about an hour and a half east. A bit of history on the mountain itself. So the mountain is actually over 450 million years old, and it's the part of the East Icelandic volcanic belt. The area is actually on private property owned by a local farmer that turned it into a tourist destination, which is why there's a 1,000 ISK entrance fee per person. This is not per car, so you'll have to let them know at the cafe how many people you have. Go into the cafe, tell them how many people you have, and then you'll get a QR code that leads you to the gate, which will let you into the parking for Vestrahorn, which is about a 5-minute drive or maybe less.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna park and then we'll show you guys the rest. Okay, so we're here at the Vestrahorn. We just paid it. We're gonna take a dress photo today. It's really windy. Yeah. I told Hector to go scout because we're deciding if I should leave my jacket. If I should leave my jacket or take it with me. But here we are. I have my red dress tied up, my pants underneath, and 3 coats. It's not so cold, but very windy. Very windy. They don't lie. There are no official marked trails on Vestrahorn if you're planning to hike, but you can explore the black sand beaches, dunes, and shoreline in depth. You can find a few different hiking trails on all trails, and they're colored, or they're named based on different colored paths, but be careful where these take you and pay attention to the tide. So the yellow path seems to be the most popular, and we did a bit of this before it got too dark. Really, this area is less about hiking or intense hiking and more about leisurely walking and photography and exploring just the beautiful sunsets and sunrises of the area. If you're planning to do this, I would allocate about 2 to 4 hours exploring, really depending on your interests and how much time you dedicate to photography and taking in all of the sounds and the sights. It was really, really cold in October and we went at the end of the day, so we really only spent about an hour taking photos and not walking much. The wind is really strong here, so just make sure not to wear anything that can blow off really easily, especially if you're going later in the day. I would recommend heading there about 1 to 2 hours before sunset and wearing ample clothing just so that you can actually get the most spectacular view and spend more time being around the area. So regardless of the time of year, the 2 things we would definitely recommend are hiking shoes and a windproof jacket and pants. So that would not change throughout the year. We went in October when it was about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and with the wind chill, it felt a lot colder. So if you're going around then, thermals, top and bottom, wool, merino wool, thermals, and then definitely a layer or 2 in between that. So I wore a vest and a parka over my dress and my pants, and I still felt like I was cold. So just kind of keep that in mind depending on what time of year you go. Okay, so we are at the Vestrahorn. We took some photos. We're not gonna go down to the beach because it's cold, but you can walk over there all the way around. The best time to visit is either during the summer when you have long daylight hours and easier driving conditions. So this would be June to August. And then in the winter time, if you're already in the area, the magical snow-capped mountains gives you a beautiful view and an opportunity at night to see the northern lights. So that would be late October to February. So you can actually stay in the Viking Cafe Village, although the reviews don't look quite that great from the ratings, but this would give you an opportunity to easily see the northern lights without driving. So I would avoid the midday during summer just because the harsh lighting in photos may not be quite what you want. So in order to get here, you do take the Route 1 or the Ring Road East from Reykjavik, and you would pass through towns like Vik, as well as the Glacier Lagoon area. You don't need a 4x4 to access the roads here, especially in the summer or in the fall. In the winter, I'd always definitely check road conditions anywhere before you go, even if it's a short distance, and I would check it throughout the day because it can change a lot throughout the day. Like we had said, Hof was a great place for staying overnight before or after visiting, so you're not driving too long. We're leaving! We're leaving! Wow, this place is beautiful. What do you rate this place? Beautiful or no?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think it's the timing. Yeah. I think it's the timing. Like, you should come at sunset. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
No, you should really look at the weather. But if often it looks like this,
Yeah.
you should come.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. I do recommend coming here. Like, maybe during, the Viking Cafe, if you want to stop by it. 5 minutes? No? I don't know. Can we see it from there or no?
I think it's over there, right?
Yeah. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of Iceland or any more travel videos, I'll be putting a lot more of Iceland out, and eventually a full ring road journey that we did for 14 days. So if you did enjoy the video, we would appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and shared this